Chairman of the Moka-Arcadia NDC Randolph Adams is firing back at the Ministry of Housing and Water over a statement it issued that plots of land are being sold or allocated by operatives of the Moka-Arcadia Neighborhood Democratic Council and opposition elements. The land in question is located at Arcadia South. Currently, persons are squatting on the land. The chairman did not take kindly to those accusations and said he provided the facts to the ministry and pointed out who the individual behind the land sale was.
I think it's a deliberate ploy, owing to the fact that we would have highlighted who the real person was selling land, and this was a ministry rep. We would have submitted all the necessary evidence in the form of receipts to the ministries, both ministries, and as I mentioned earlier, the chairman of the region, but to no effect. Because instead of they putting out notice about the persons who we have evidence, who we supported to them, that is selling the land, they eventually put out a statement claiming that the NDC, an opposition operative, the word that was used, that is actually selling lands. And they have actually made this thing a political gimmick as far as I'm concerned. Because the same young lady who is selling land, they brought her on DPI to show how she progressing in life, and you know, to us, you understand me, or to me personally, I look at it as putting lipstick on a pig. You understand me? That's how I see it, because all the evidence that we would have produced to them, nothing was mentioned about this young lady, and they have actually chastising the NDC of selling land.
Adams said for the past 4 years, his NDC has tried to engage the Ministry of Housing regarding the lands, from squatting on occupancy and regarding the boundaries of the land. Adams further explained that the land is the property of the NDC and not NISIL.
They also explain, although we would have given them a copy of the gazetted boundary demarcation, which the NDC has in its possession, but this was actually neglected. In a recent news article carried by Gordon Mosley, News Source, the ministry would have highlighted that these lands belong to NISIL. We don't have any confidence in NISIL, because NISIL don't know anything about these lands. In a recent request made by NISIL, NISIL would have written us. I have all the documentation here. NISIL would have written us requesting that 5 lots belonging to NISIL and persons was living in it. We eventually gave the names to NISIL of those persons. They further requested documents, what document we have in our possession. Now, NISIL would have also sent us a transport. Transport number is 431 and bear in mind, this is not regarding the land south of Moka, but it's just to show you the competence and the information that NISIL has is contrary to what the reality is. NISIL would have sent us a transport for those same land that they're claiming, 431 of 1971, that they own the school compound, the community center, and by extension, the lands north of that area. Now, when we went through our records, we would have realized all of NISIL information is actually wrong. Because while they have transport in 1971 for this area, these persons would have acquired transport in 99.
Adams said the NDC has gazetted copies of the boundary for the land. He said what is troubling to the NDC is that surveying has started without notifying the NDC, which is mandatory.